Okay. You guys want a little bit more?
Yeah.
So, I realized that I actually have another song that has microbiology relevance, but it's not from the Rap Guide to Evolution, it's from the Rap Guide to Human Nature, which was another song or show that I put together at the request of a scientist, David Buss, who's written the textbook Evolutionary Psychology. And one of the most fascinating theories of evolutionary psychology that I found is called the behavioral immune system. So here we have the same mouse before and after. It's a sort of hair club for men thing. But what they actually did here is they knocked out a gene of a healthy mouse, and the gene was an immune system gene. All it did was code for resistance to parasites. But it strangely affected the brain of the mouse, causing it to think it was covered with parasites all the time, even though it was completely clean and sterile, and it picked at its fur until it picked itself bald. So the immune system influencing the behavior, vulnerability translating as obsessive-compulsive disorder in a mouse. So the behavioral immune system is exploring ways in which humans are made to be more paranoid, more xenophobic, more disease worried, and also the xenophobia thing is because throughout evolutionary history it was people that were unfamiliar from different ethnic groups that were the most likely to have evolved with endemic parasites that weren't familiar to your own. So xenophobia may have evolved as a disease-resistant strategy. And what's interesting is that in the mind it's all linked to unfamiliar people, unfamiliar foods, unfamiliar cultures, unfamiliar ideas, and there's strong clumping between xenophobia, fear of parasites, and hostility towards evolution. And you can actually find this in the lab, besides just looking at, testing groups of people and finding these overlaps. You can do it experimentally. If you show people primes, infection primes, it causes them to become more xenophobic and to answer questions about their political views towards immigration more conservatively, which is a fascinating finding, and that all people show some variability. Conservatives get more conservative and liberals get a little bit conservative or whatever, but it's the infection prime that's doing it. So there really is a strong linkage in our mind of this. And then what's really fascinating is that culture has produced some outputs that confirm the theory as well in terms of the artistic natural clumping. So there's this song from the Scopes monkey trial in the 1920s that is just examples of social conservatism that may possibly be linked to disease paranoia. And here's the Scopes monkey trial right here. So during the Scopes monkey trial, a lot of country musicians in Tennessee and in the South made anti-evolution songs. And one of the best known songs is called No Bugs on Me. And I just want to play you a little clip of No Bugs on Me because it's really fascinating lyrics. So here's the original.
Swings by the end of his tail, fly from tree to tree. Well, there may be monkeys, some of you guys, but there ain't no monkey in me. And there ain't no bugs on me. There ain't no bugs on me. There may be bugs on some of you bugs, but there ain't no bugs on me.
Now, I don't want to labor the point too hard, but the next verse of the song goes, well, Pa, he joined the Ku Klux Klan, and Ma, she lost her sheet, yee-haw. So what we actually have here is a song that is specifically about xenophobia, hatred of evolution, and parasite fear, no bugs on me, right? So I thought the only appropriate thing to do in this case would be to remix the original song as a rap track explaining the behavioral immune system. So that's what you're about to hear. Let's try this out. Well, there ain't no bugs on me, just on you liberal freaks. Who says science and religion will never harmonize? When science explains religion, we'll have a compromise, and not the specific magical claims. I'm talking about the relevant psychological states. For instance, why is Darwinism a toxic proposition for conservative religions, but not for liberal religions like Episcopalianism? See, it's not the religion, it's the conservatism. So what's the difference between conservatives and liberals? Well, psychologists have a definition that's simple. Liberals are just higher in a stable personality trait called openness to experience. We think novelty's great. New people, new places, new types of food, new lovers whenever someone inspires the mood. And it might seem like this life is a dream, but novelty is the place where parasites breed, which gives us a delicious little testable prediction for the scientific method to consider. Namely that openness to experience and liberalism should be influenced by microorganisms in your environment. And does the evidence agree? Man, you wouldn't believe how much your political creed can be predicted by the local threat of infectious disease. So all my social conservatives sing. Well, there ain't no me, there ain't no bugs on me. Sing along. There may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. Everybody, there ain't no bugs on me. You're gonna feel it. There ain't no bugs on me. You liberals, there may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. See, the modern liberal is a recent mutant, a novelty-seeking novelty of evolution. But don't you start feeling too much like the X-Men. I can test your openness with targeted questions. Like, for instance, imagine your family dog dies, and you all decide to memorialize the poor old guy by eating him stir-fried. Now, are you on the wrong side of a moral equation? And if no one is harmed, why? As a liberal, I can kind of see both sides. But I think everyone has a little conservative bias, because those who don't get naturally deselected. Like, for instance, did you know that pregnant women are measurably more xenophobic in their first trimester because the fetus messes with their immune system? So next time you listen to Nick Griffin or Glenn Beck and you feel yourself getting vexed, just think of it as an immune system imbalance, like a pregnant woman who pukes whenever she eats salad. And if you want to see the end of radical Islam or homophobia in Uganda or female genital mutilation in the Sudan, well, maybe the answer is water sanitation and a vaccination agenda. So let's all sing along to the words of wisdom. There ain't no bugs on me. Everybody, there ain't no bugs on me. You liberals, there may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. Gun control, there ain't no bugs on me. Free healthcare, there ain't no bugs on me. Obama, there may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. Look, let's celebrate every universal of humanness, like the fact that xenophobia is an immune defense, where the brain gets a signal from the lymphatic system that says be afraid of anything that's dramatically different, and fundamentalism is the same kind of fear. Dangerous bugs, people, and dangerous ideas. And it's not about intellect. Well, if you want to get picky, openness correlates with intelligence modestly, but I have creationist cousins, and they're as smart as whips. They think I'm retarded for being a Darwinist. Maybe I'm retarded. Maybe my liberalism is like a form of autism, like my brain is disconnected from traditional ethics, and that's why I'm always disrespecting apparently arbitrary religious messages. Like, for instance, if a devout Jew or Muslim says the blood of a menstruating woman is unclean, what the hell does that mean? Is it somehow different than if she cuts her finger when she's cooking and bleeds? I just don't get it. How is it immoral if it doesn't hurt someone? To me, blood is blood. And ladies, I'm down to prove it when it's time to cut a rug. If you're bleeding and horny, just give me a warning and we'll put a towel down to save the sheets and go till 3 in the morning. No wonder conservatives hate godless liberals. So come on, Chuck Norris. Come on, Sarah Palin. Come on, Nick Griffin. Sing along. And it goes, everybody. There ain't no bugs on me. Acapella. There ain't no bugs on me. You're gonna feel it. There may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me.